Mom Who Knows Nada. My name is Brianna, and this is the Mom Who Knows Nada podcast. I'm super stoked to welcome back Lighthouse Chiropractic's Dr. Adam and Dr. Cruz this time. We're going to talk about some central nervous systems, how the chiropractics can help you, and as well as some consciousness and how it all relates into one big circle of life. So thank you both for taking the time to be here. I am so thrilled to have you back, Dr. Cruz, and to have you, Dr. Adam. Full disclosure, these are my chiropractors, and I have roped them into doing this. So just so there's transparency, let's start with the chiropractic care and the central nervous system. How does chiropractic care support an individual's wellness journey?
All right, Dr. Adam.
Yeah, I'm happy to take that one. First, Brianna, thank you so much for having us on. This is awesome. So that's a question we get a lot. How does the central nervous system help someone's path to wellness and health? When you're creating a baby in your womb, you want the brain to be fully connected and doing the best job it can, right? Totally. So a lot of people assume that as soon as we're born, that power, the power that made the body, heals the body, they think that power has left us, and that's not true. Your body's always trying to be at the highest level, and through stresses of life, physical, chemical, emotional, the spine is the superhighway for connection to the organs and basically connection to life from the inner. And people have disruption in the spine that maybe they don't know about, and they think that they're getting everything out of life, when actually, if they had their spine checked and adjusted regularly, they would be thriving in different ways that maybe they didn't expect, feeling better, focus better, sleeping better, looking fresh, and those lead into a lot of different ways of following your health. So it's a good place to start.
That's really interesting. So chiropractic care supports the central nervous system. Why is this important? Dr. Cruz, do you want to take this one to start?
I'm saying in chiropractic, we call that the innate intelligence. So that's what the baby is using to grow, and that's what he said, like, now it disappeared. No, it doesn't, because you don't tell your body, hey, we need to digest food, hey, we need to breathe, hey, like, you don't have any control about it. It's your innate intelligence, and it's the same one that keeps you functioning at 100%. So where is that store? Where is that protected? Is in your bones, in your spine, right? In your back. Like your brain is protected with the bones in your head, right? Mm-hmm. So that's how chiropractic can access to that central nervous system, which is that brain and that spinal cord. It kind of, Dr. Alan explains it something like a chord of the piano, right? Like if the brain is not singing, it's a little bit on not tuned, then by us touching, the piano keys, we can restore that functioning back, and we can restore that health, right? Like to experience health at maximum, because there's so many people that live in pain and they think that's normal. And they have never got adjusted before. And then when they do that for the first time, it's like, whoa, I feel loose, I feel different, I feel like wow. So that should be your normal. All the pain that you carry. So when people feel normal, they're like, oh, okay, I get this. And that could be our kids started right when they were born, but that's why I specifically, because I work with kids, that's like the most important adjustment, that first one.
That first one, yeah.
So it is the system, it's like the master system that is controlling all of the functions in your body without you having to do anything. So I would love that system is working at 100% at all times, so that I can, work at my best and maybe decrease or avoid some kind of disease, because pain is the last thing that shows up. So at least it's letting us know, hey, there's something here. But that wasn't because you woke up today with pain. There's something going on for years and years and years that now you're filling it up, and then it's like, okay, so we can help you at that point, and we can also help you to keep it, functioning at 100%.
I love that. So I want to go into that as the spine, as kind of like the brain of your central nervous system. Dr. Adam, do you want to kind of speak to how that functions a little bit more in depth?
Yes, sure. Am I muted?
You're unmuted.
You hear me, right? Okay. So the spine is like the highway. Your brain is the center of organizing how the body's going to interact with life, whether it's the sympathetic nervous system, which people know as fight or flight, or the rest and heal part of the nervous system. So our body works like a supercomputer. You got the main hub of information up in the brain, and then you have the spine running down the middle that has these nerves that come out kind of like branches to a tree. And with it being the main highway, you want that highway clear. I want that highway clear. I want all of the information that's happening in my body to go up to the brain as clean and as efficient as possible, and then come down back to the body. So it's something that a lot of people learn when they come to our office. We are dying and growing at all times. So Brianna, you are not the same person you were 6 months ago. Anatomically, that person's dead and there's a new person that is here today. So your cells are always dying, recycling, rebuilding at all times, and that's a common it's a communication that happens all the time, and the brain is processing anywhere from 400 billion to 4 trillion bits of information every second. Imagine you were texting 400 billion or 4 trillion job sites or friends every second, giving them updates and what to do and how to do it. That would be a little hectic. So your brain is doing that at all times to give your body the nutrients it needs, the vitamins, the minerals, the different basic building blocks to create healthy tissue, healthy cell. And if the communication of the spine is disrupted, then that function doesn't happen at the highest level. You could almost picture it as a job site with a really bad foreman or bad organization. There's stuff everywhere and it's not really built so well. You probably don't want to walk on that building. So the same thing with the body. If you have disruption in it for years and years and years and decades, and then someone comes in and says, hey, what's happening? I mean, there's been miscommunication and body issues going on, as Dr. Cruz said, dis-ease for a very long time, and that creates the disease that people talk about today, heart attacks, cancer, diabetes, other degenerative disorders, things like that. So it's very important to keep your spine healthy and in line, moving properly.
Amen. I mean, I'm a little biased, and I'll say that, but I'm not the professional here. So let's capitalize on that last statement, Dr. Cruz. Why is it important for people to get adjusted regularly?
Well, if you are choosing, again, to have like a better chance with your health, that's one way you can clear that, what Dr. Ann was saying, that disruption or that interference to the central nervous system, in order to work, better. It's kind of like, computers get viruses, right? And they start to work slow, or now they're freeze, and so that you can compare it to, oh my God, I have a headache, and next day I have my belly hurts, and then next time, oh my God, I feel nauseous. Like, all of those symptoms, that could be those interferences that are put into that spinal cord, that central, the nervous system, and that's the one that is going to make us slow down. So if you're choosing, again, to get like a better chances for health, because we're great with pain, but like I said, that's the last thing that comes up. Is the first thing that goes away, right? We're awesome at, oh my God, I have no pain, but now let's work back to the pain. We attack the pain, right? But let's go back to restore other functions in your body with continuous care. That's why some people are like, oh, so once I come in, I'm gonna go for the rest of my life. You want to say something, Dr. Adam?
that we use the story of the fish in a toxic pond. So a lot of people go to chiropractors for help, and that's definitely a great thing to do. I believe everyone in the world should be going to a chiropractor regularly. But if you imagine a fish in a toxic pond, it jumps out of the fish to get some out of the pond to get some mouth to mouth. That's getting adjusted. And then if the fish jumps right back into that toxic pond, are we really serving the person? Are we really helping them? So we work, Dr. Cruz and I, we work on, and everyone in the office work on changing the habits, changing the toxic pond, changing the different stimulants, different things in that person's environment, the energy, the emotion, the physical ergonomics, all of it, to see how is this affecting you and how can we help you so that, yes, you do get adjusted, but maybe you don't need us as often as you think.
I don't know. I still go weekly. Maybe I need to reassess my toxic pond. So let's talk about what you guys do that like a friend cracking my back can't do. Do you know what I mean? Like how many times I used to say this all the time, like, oh, I just see my back cracked, and someone would like pick me up and like crack my spine, you know, right? Especially at work on my feet all day. Why is that not a good idea?
So I'd like to jump on this first, and then Dr. Cruz can jump right into. First of all, the biggest thing, one, we're trained. We know how to do what we do. Yes, you can make the little popping noises, which is just gas bubbles, and maybe sometimes they give a hug, and they do different ways to make the body crack, right? The body can make a lot of cracky noises or bubble pops, and typically when people try to do it themselves, or they move their neck, or they do some other maneuver, they're actually making the popping noises above or below the segment that is not moving properly. So they feel better and they think that they've corrected the problem, but really they've just added movement to areas surrounding the area that's not moving so well. So to have us to check it, to get specific and adjust the area that is the root cause of the disruption, very important. Second, we have insurance. Let's not forget that part. We have insurance. So God forbid, I don't want to hurt anyone, okay? It'd be really difficult for me to go back. That being said, we have insurance. We're required to have it. So God forbid something happens, there is protection, there is alleyways for injured people to get monetary funds or to be assisted or something in general, right? So that we keep our house. If somebody does that at home and you hurt somebody, I mean, just think of the ramifications of that. You don't know what to do. What do? You call 911. Like, what do you do? And if the person's really hurt, whoever was doing the adjusting is in a lot of trouble. They have a lot of stuff to look forward to that's not so great.
Oh my gosh. Dr. Cruz, do you want to add anything?
Yeah, and also like you say that, but it's because when you get adjusted, you get a hormone, the serotonin, like that's the hormone that goes like, so good. So that, so you cracking yourself, you get that hot sensation, but really we went for school for 4 years, we know the anatomy, we work with kind of like real bodies, dead bodies, like we know what, how things move, when to, like, it's, chiropractic is an art, a science, and a philosophy. That art piece, that's why we go to school, because you can adjust somebody all day, but really there are specific times that there's like a primary subluxation that you can adjust all spine all day, but the art really to find where to adjust, that's our education, that's part of our practice.
That makes perfect sense to me. Try sculpting something without the right tools, right? I mean, try painting without a brush or paints. How do you paint without a paintbrush or paints? Like, can't do it.
Exactly.
What can people do in between appointments or adjustments to promote a healthy spine?
So, Dr. Adam.
Hopefully he comes back. We'll keep going, Dr. Cruz. There he is.
I was hoping that was just my computer doing that, and that Dr. Cruz wasn't.
That's a little one.
I'm muting him.
Now I'm not.
Yeah. Now you're muted. Wait, am I muting you or not? I'll edit this out.
I don't know. It's good to be back.
It's good to have you back. I'll re-ask the question, and you guys can just fight over who answers it. What can people do in between visits to chiropractor to promote a healthy central nervous system?
I'd like to start that number one and the easiest thing you can do, watch your posture. I know that like girls are told through their whole life when they're younger and parents, sit up straight, you look better, sit up straight. It is way more than you look better. Yes, it looks way more appealing to sit up straight than someone doing that whole, thing. That looks horrible. But when you have good posture, the weight of your body, the weight of the head, the weight of the torso, the weight of the spine moves properly. It's not that segments are out of alignment, they're not moving properly. And when we mess with the curvature of the spine, you affect how it moves, and that affects your health. So by putting your head back when you're walking, when you're eating, when you're driving, or you're in the car, when you're anywhere, when you're sitting, just be aware of your posture. Put your head back. That's very simple, very easy, and people can do that all day long, and that'll take a lot of pressure off the body. Go ahead, doctor.
And part of that too, like with getting adjustment, your body is getting awareness too. It's getting like a sense of where is standing at, right? So you inherently gonna do that, throughout care. Yes, for the people that don't get adjusted, like to do. I mean, you're going to be here. We're going to be talking about posture every single time you come also. But yeah, awareness of, your posture. That's very, very important. And more these days, that technology is so, like how many people you see in waiting rooms that are, kids going to school nowadays. I see in the corner of our street, they are all looking like completely down, waiting for the school bus.
Yeah, I think about that. It's funny, my mom used to say that to me all the time as a kid, stand up straight, I took dance lessons, but I was never quite a ballerina. But that, you forget that's like why, like posture is important. Go ahead, Dr.
Also, water. I've worked with, Dr. Cruz has worked with people that pay us to work with them. And if they would just drink water, they wouldn't need it. They have headaches, they have different things, and they will not drink the water. They just won't do it. We are anywhere from 60 to a higher percentage actual water. Our body, we are water. Just drink. Dr. Cruz calls me Dr. Water all the time. Just drink water. Your cells and your body need water. Your discs need water. If you're properly hydrated, there are studies to show 50% of chronic pain disappears completely if you just stay hydrated. That's it.
That's
just
amazing.
Drink water.
I love that you said that. I work with and I'm actually interviewing a functional nutritionist, and I think she's fantastic, and that's her biggest advice. Drink water.
So simple.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Water is not sweet tea, and water is not juice, and water, it's not that the thing has water. It's water, straight water.
I like the clarification, and there's mom for you right there, reminding you. That's what mom said. Let's talk about how a healthy spine can actually help people stay true to their health goals. And have a healthy, functional existence. How does that help? How does this healthy spine and chiropractic care really play into your overall health and well-being? Who wants it?
A healthy spine, right, will means you have good alignment, will mean that your bones are moving well, right? We're all going to old years, right?
Yeah.
But I've seen old people, older golden years people. I apologize. How do you refer to them?
Experienced,
very experienced people. They have better posture, neck posture than kids these days. That's like, wow. So, alignment means function. And what I'm looking for my health is that my body functions well. And then what function, what is that function? We talk about function, but again, like your sleeping pattern is is good. Like you can handle stress, emotional stress or physical stress, because there's different type of stress that you can handle. Like your body is going to be fit to attack the environment, to be in balance with our environment. And I know we were going to talk about a little bit more about the emotional, that's something that we can bring now to our patients, but that's another type of stress that not everybody is addressing when talking about health issues. I mean, I feel that all this is a product of a type of stress.
Yes.
So the mental, the physical, the emotional.
Yep. I would agree with that. And that's only based on my experience. And I'm not a doctor of any type, obviously. You want to say something?
Yes. This is something that I teach a lot of the patients at the office, the example of the house. So the body, a lot of people picture the human body as white as a napkin, right? Like, don't let that disease in, don't let that germ in, don't let that person who coughed 10 feet close to me get me sick, That is not accurate at all. We have more bacteria and other things on us than human cells, actually 10 to 1. 10 to 1 of the bacteria to human. So we're more bacteria on us and in us than we are human beings. So really it's about balance of all the different types of microbiome that's going on in your body. And your body has something very powerful called the immune system. And it's almost like the police force, right? When something is out of whack, it goes to the area and it takes care of it. So the example that I use with people is a house. People think that being sick, there's a lot of stuff that we can unwrap. People think that being sick is a bad thing. It's not. If you're sick too often, yes, it's in a hyper of a sickness protocol. But really, sick is how sick is your body's way of. So what I tell people is, I have our 1-year-old.
Hey, Mama.
When I tell people, oh no, I'm disconnected again. Am I still on?
See you. I can still see you talking.
Good. Okay.
Hold on. We'll come back to it. Start over.
Okay. So completely. No. So what I tell people is they come into the office and I explain a house. I say, look, imagine you have a house with the bathroom wall leaking and you can see it. And it's like, okay, there's a leak. Let's take care of it. Let's go into the wall, fix the pipes and fix the walls and whatever. That's a basic sickness. That is like your body has gotten out of balance, maybe some bacteria, some other factor, something, where your body initiates the sick protocol, which is actually a health protocol, but we'll go into that later. So that's good and that's healthy, that's natural. But imagine you had a leak in the back of the bathroom wall or under the floor that you didn't see for years. For years and years, right? Until the floor just fell through. And then you no longer have a small handyman job. Now you have to rebuild the whole platform or foundation of the house, maybe even just gut it out completely. That's diabetes, that's heart disease, that's cancer, that's all these other major diseases that people are walking around thinking they're healthy. They're not. They're just not actually engaging the sick protocol. You know what I mean? So there's people that get sick all the time, but there's actually people that aren't getting sick and they think they're healthy. They're not healthy. They're a walking, I don't want to say time bomb, but they're a walking building stress, disease making, right? And then they come to us 20 years down the road and they go, hey, can you adjust me today and take this all away? It's like, we're going to do our best. So the spine is very, very important, to get back to your question, Brianna. The spine is central in locating those issues in the body so that it can address it before it turns into the floor being totally destroyed.
Dr. Cruz, you want to add anything? You can say no. I don't care.
I was going to add something. I forgot.
I like it. No, I like it. So So we talked a little bit about how the brain, the spine is connected to the brain, and the spine acts as like the brain of the central nervous system. But let's talk a little bit, switch gears and go into that mind-body connection. What do you wish people understood about their brain, spine, body connection? Who wants this one?
Okay,
Go for it.
I'll start. So, from the chiropractic perspective, right? We say that all stresses come from a physical, chemical, or an emotional, right? So now with some techniques that we have learned with consciousness, with bringing awareness, which that is working with your subconscious, which is part of your brain. So it's kind of like a retraining of that subconscious, so that those emotional triggers or things clear out, and and adds to that other two parts of the physical and chemical, because the physical is pain, right? Like, or little posture, or like a super accident, or fracture, whatever. A chemical is more the nutrition, the water, the food that you put, right? That emotional part is what your subconscious, which is ultimately the one that runs your body, you want it or not. Whatever is going through my mouth right now, it's a huge percent of my subconscious talking through me. So it's that change of that consciousness, of that awareness, of that perspective, to achieve even more health and personal growth, and ultimately love and happiness for life during these times that are so crazy. I feel that we have stayed good. Like, I do have, there's some fears here and there, but if I didn't have that, what I learned with this consciousness, awareness, I don't know how much fearless, what's going to happen with my kids, with my health, with my family, with everything that has calmed down so much more of that part that I feel was because of, my experiences, the government, the religion, the family, all those stuff that made me who I am. But now I realize that I can be much more than that. I'm not just that. I can be much more than that.
I hear you.
Did that answer that question? I don't even remember the question.
I think because we're going to piggyback off of that. So do you want to add anything, Dr. Cruz, before I piggyback off of Dr.
Yeah,
Cruz's
so
statements?
at first I thought you meant just the brain-body connection in general. And Dr. Cruz was hinting more into what we do in our office of the emotional side. Just the basic of it, the brain-body connection, I think people being aware that it's actually possible, that the awareness that there is something out there that can change the way you are adapting to life. Even for me as a chiropractor, I had pain in my foot for 4 weeks, I think. I choose to know how many weeks I'd wake up with pain, to the point where I was like, finally, hey, can you look at my foot, Dr. Cruz? And I didn't say Dr. Cruz, we're married, but I did say, can you look at my foot? And she did, and she adjusted it, and it felt better, and it hasn't hurt since. So, where's that person that doesn't know that that's possible? What did they do with their foot? Are they still with pain? Are they still walking around? I use a lot of stories and examples. I think the brain-body connection is a good one to say. Someone asked me the other day, when are kids ready to get adjusted? And I said, if you're waiting for a sign of when to get adjusted, you're missing the point completely. It's not about waiting to get adjusted. Imagine if all you did was eat burritos all day, every day, just ate burritos. That's all you ever did. And nobody ever explained to you that you could brush your teeth. Like, it would get gunky, would get all cloudy. You can feel it now just thinking about it, right? Mm-hmm. So then one day I come over and I show you how to brush, and I do a full dental cleaning, and it's like, wow, this is amazing. This feels so good. Now you're still going to go back to eating burritos, and it's still going to get messy. Maybe not as messy as it was, but messy. But at least that person knows what it feels like to clean their teeth, to function in life with really clean teeth. Same thing with the spine, brain-body connection. There's a lot of people out there that don't know where they're at. They don't know the vibrational energy their body's at. And by getting adjusted, they can see another perspective in life that's like, wow, this is feeling better. My body's feeling better. I feel good about life. I can chase that career I wanted to. I can go to school. I can get my license. Remember that one, Dr. Cruz? I can do all these different things. These people, we see it in the office. We see people growing and changing and just getting after it because they're no longer concerned with the main problem of pain or issues in the body.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Thank you for tuning in to part 1 with Dr. Cruz and Dr. Adam, all about the central nervous system. Tune in next week when we take it a step further and talk about consciousness and their work with Encompass Life.